very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was conferred Ethiopia's highest award, the Great Honour Nishan of Ethiopia, at the Addis International Convention Centre in recognition of his exceptional contributions to strengthening the India-Ethiopia partnership and his visionary leadership as a global statesman. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister said that it was an honour to receive the award from one of the world's most ancient civilizations. The Prime Minister dedicated the award to all those, both Indians and Ethiopians, who have nurtured the bilateral ties over the years. Conveying his heartfelt appreciation on behalf of 1.4 billion Indians, and earlier Prime Minister Narendra Modi had arrived at Addis Ababa from Jordan on the second leg of his three-nation tour. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy personally welcomed Prime Minister Modi at the airport and in a rare and symbolic gesture drove him to his hotel. The gesture was also reflected the close ties and mutual respect between the two leaders as India and Ethiopia work to further strengthen their bilateral relationship on the way. Now, Modi visited the Science Museum and Friendship Park, which were not part of the official itinerary. The two leaders took part in a traditional Ethiopian coffee ceremony as well. The Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Ali, introduced Prime Minister Narendra Modi to different varieties of Ethiopian coffee during informal talks. The Ministry of External Affairs said that the visit actually reflects the importance both countries attach to their partnership as global South partners. Let's in fact take a look at Nishan of Ethiopia and what it means. Now remember that this is the highest civilian order that has been in fact conferred upon Prime Minister Narendra Modi over here. So Nishan of Ethiopia, what does the word Nishan mean? Then the word Nishan actually derives from Amharic and it actually means award or medal. So this is what it actually means, and the full title, which is Nishan of Ethiopia, actually means, it translates to the Great Honour Award of Ethiopia. So that's what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been conferred with. Now what's the significance of this? It is the country's top civilian distinction. So like we've been mentioning that it is the highest civilian honour that has been conferred upon Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You can see that image over there and he is being conferred that award. Now it is awarded for exceptional contributions to bilateral relations and global statesmanship. So it is has been awarded to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the bilateral ties, for strengthening that and for global statesmanship. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy also conferred this award on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So you can see that photograph on your screens, a very iconic photo, both the Prime Ministers over there and our Prime Minister receiving that award and honour. Prime Minister Modi is the first global head of state or government to ever receive it. So this is a feat in itself because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first global head to ever receive the Nishan of Ethiopia. Now the award was given in recognition of PM Modi's role in strengthening India-Ethiopia partnerships. So like we have been mentioning that Prime Minister Narendra Modi received it because of his global statesmanship and because of strengthening India-Ethiopia partnerships. So this is what Nishan of Ethiopia is, its significance, and this is the 28th foreign state honour bestowed on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that's just another feather in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cap, 28th feather in fact, because this is the 28th foreign state honour that has been bestowed upon our Prime Minister. So this is of high significance because as we have been mentioning, he is the first ever head of state to ever receive this. Now, joining us on the broadcast is Ambassador KP Fabian, former diplomat, to take this discussion forward. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on this broadcast. A very good morning to you. We appreciate your time. When we are talking about this highest honor, sir, being bestowed upon our Prime Minister, it obviously fills the entire nation with immense pride, but it also signifies how the world thinks very highly of the statesman Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Thank you. Good morning. It is absolutely evident that Prime Minister Modi has been exceptionally active in establishing and promoting bilateral relations. We have to understand that bilateral relations dominate over multilateral activities. In fact, multilateral diplomacy is nothing but the sum total of bilateral diplomacy. And Prime Minister Modi has understood this and has been active on this with most satisfactory results. Now, coming to Ethiopia, the oldest country in Africa, in fact, the country from where the human beings are supposed to have originated, and a country of 137 or 140 million human beings, 10th largest population-wise in the world, a country that has got 13 months, 12 months of 30 days, and another short month of 5 or 6 days, and a country which is famous historically for Queen Sheba, who went to meet with Solomon, King Solomon, and asked him difficult questions. And of course, now Ethiopia hosts the Organization of African Unity, and also I should recall that Haile Selassie, the emperor, had come to India and discussed with Prime Minister Nehru, and he said that the emperor, that he wanted to recruit teachers from India, and a large number of teachers, mainly from Kerala, were taken. In fact, one of our ambassadors told me when he went to Ethiopia and he was speaking to the lieutenant colonel who was a military guy who was in charge. He was not in charge, he was sort of, the president. So he could make out that he had an Indian accent when he spoke English. And our ambassador very diplomatically asked, about the teaching of English in Ethiopia and all that. And the Ethiopian head of government immediately said, oh, I had my teacher from India. So that is the relationship between Ethiopia and India. And it is most important that it is being cultivated, expanded by Prime Minister Modi by his visit.
And so when we talk about, this being the 28th, honor being bestowed upon our Prime Minister, it goes on to show his growing global stature in the world, and also him symbolizing power, strength in the global south as well, sir?
Absolutely. India is recognized as one of the foremost leaders of the global south, and Prime Minister Modi, in his person, is being admired, not only in the south, but also in the north, and he is admired globally for his vision and for his contribution to establishing or improving a world order based on law and based on rule of law, ought to be obeyed by all nations.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the broadcast. And